Looking very good, very nice. Good morning, pineapple. 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 Looking very good, very nice.
You would be attacked by people for your success. And I don't know whether you want to give the answer to the audience that you gave me.
Yes, I am.
Well, that's what I regard as the most immoral thing on earth. To attack a man not for his flaws, but for his virtues. Because to make a success of yourself in any line of rational activity is a great virtue. And people will attack you for exercising your ability, for hard work, for consistency, for ambition. And they will want to make you feel guilty of it. Mm-hmm. That is the greatest evil, according to my philosophy.
And wait, say that again. The greatest evil, according to your philosophy, is to attack an individual because of virtue.
What I call it is to experience or act on hatred of the good for being the good. That is attacking people for their virtues, for their achievements, for anything they have which is a value, actually, not for their flaws and not for their evil. In fact, people who preach that are the ones who are mawkish about the evil people, the failures, the liars, the cheats. Everybody who is weak suddenly acquires some kind of value. But anyone who is a success has to be attacked for his success.
And look at how you have been attacked.
Oh, I know.
How you have been criticized. There are
know that?
There are many people in this country, forgive me, in this world who think you're daft.
They don't. They want you to see that. Well, obviously.
I hear you. Yeah, okay.
Obviously, why?
Good morning, pineapples. Looking very good and very nice. It's Friday, baby. Look at that super smoking hot redheaded libertarian wifey over there. How you doing, baby?
Good morning. We've been working very hard this week.
Yes, we have. We've been working on the railroad all the live long day. Just to give our cares away. Fridays are fun. We do have some serious topics to discuss, but I don't want anybody getting their hopes up today and thinking that they're going to walk away and not be like, what the hell was that all about? It's Freedom Family Friday. We're at liberty to do whatever the hell we want and talk about whatever the hell we want. And I hope that those of you out there who enjoy liberty will be patient as we deal. We have autism or Asperger's. It's because we're libertarians.
Speak for yourself. I certainly do not have autism.
Yeah, there's something a little
I'm
odd
very in tune to social cues.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I'm the Special Needs Club over here. Welcome to the Wake Up America Show. I'm Austin Peterson. They call me AP for Liberty. That's my wife. She's Steffi for Liberty. If you haven't figured out what we're all about by now, maybe you have the autism. Are you paying attention yet? We love freedom here.
If you're struggling to connect with others and understand others, you probably have autism.
Or libertarianism.
Yes.
Welcome to the Wake Up America Show, where libertarianism actually wins. Javier Milei and Donald Trump strike a brand new free trade agreement. I thought that free trade in MAGA was like oil and water. Turns out that Trump and Milei are like peas and carrots, and Trump's policies are like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get, as Forrest Gump might say.
Talking about a box. So I guess we'll be getting those Argentine moon pie things coming across the border.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Those kind of gross.
They're disgusting.
Chocolate orange
They're like,
things.
yeah, they have like fruit in them and chocolate, and they look like moon pies.
Yeah.
But the taste is just Weird.
Most of the things that I've tried from Argentina, I like. Like I like the bomba, the bombilla. I like the tea. What's it called? The yerba mate. I actually like it, but I've always kind of liked green teas and different things like that.
It's very earthy.
Yeah, grassy kind of taste, right? So you would think, oh, it's kind of gross, but I like it. I think it's good. I mean, I like kind of odd teas and stuff like that, but for the most part. Argentina food, good. Asado, barbecue.
I mean, I've never had Argentina food. Truly, we need to find an Argentine restaurant.
Dude, we're having trouble finding a Peruvian restaurant in Missouri. How can I find an Argentine restaurant? You know what you got to do? You got to have Daddy. AP's got to make it, just like I do my Peruvian chicken.
That's right.
Good morning.
Yeah, because I hear it's a mix between Italian food and barbecue, which sounds really amazing.
Well, here's the thing. We're going to talk about the Javier Milei, Donald Trump free trade agreement and free trade, not fair trade, not tariffs, but the elimination of tariffs with Argentina. I'm kind of excited about it. And, you know, Stephanie, we got a growing baby. And what do we like to feed her? Bubba. And she likes Bubba, and we want to feed her Bubba. But Bubba is $10 a pound.
The only price we have that's high is beef, and we'll get that down. And one of the things we're thinking about doing is beef from Argentina.
What do you mean by a beef deal, sir?
We would buy some beef from Argentina. If we do that, that will bring our beef prices down. Because our groceries are down, our energy prices are down. Well, I think we're going to have $2 gasoline pretty soon. We're getting close. And everything's down. The one thing that's kept up is beef. And if we buy some beef, now I'm not talking about that much from Argentina, it would help Argentina, which we consider a very good country, a very good ally in a place. Although I must tell you, if you take a look now, South America is turning. Those South American countries are starting to turn very much toward us.
Hey.
This is probably making the cattle farmers a little upset.
Oh, yeah. They're
here
not
in
happy.
America.
They're not happy about
They're
it.
like, don't tread on my cows.
Yeah, well, don't tread on my cattle profits.
And
more
their
like it is what they're
subsidies,
saying.
right? Is he going to get rid of the subsidies to get the calf from the Argentina?
I don't know. All I know is that the price of beef needs to come down. Okay, we're going to talk about the framework agreement on trade and reciprocal investment. Its major shift in bilateral economics. Argentina agrees to open up its markets and reduce non-tariff barriers. The U.S. will lift certain tariffs and expand exports of medical devices, machinery, agriculture, and pharmaceuticals. This is what I'm talking about, baby. Wins for capitalism. Libertarians in control in Washington, D.C. Well, not quite, but every once in a while we get some wins, don't we, guys? Yeah!
I'm just trying to figure out how they're going to get fresh beef from Argentina to America into the grocery stores within a couple days.
You put the cow on the ship, and you send the cow.
Oh, so it's not the beef itself, where they're like killing the cow and then sending the beef. They're actually sending the cow from Argentina.
Guess what? Unlike a lot of influencers, I'm going to tell you something you may never hear before on streaming. And that is, I don't know how they do it.
That would make sense, though, to get cows from Argentina.
Just send the
I
cow.
can see that, yeah.
It wouldn't be Friday without John and KC, Suburban Dadcore, Matt Unruh, Grizz Cheese, Barney Styles, The Booty Sweat. I got my booty sweat. Dad Bod Baboon, Quest Fanning, and BB for Liberty. Joni Rankin, relaxing McGroin, feeling very relaxed. Good morning, pineapples.
Very familiar names.
It's the Pineapple Nation.
And tonight we're going to actually have one of our supporters here in studio with
Oh my
us
God, I'm
helping.
excited. Yeah, John Murphy's going to be joining us tonight. He's going to play some games with us, the Freedom Arcade.
Yeah, he came into town randomly from California, and he came to our karate class on Wednesday.
He literally came from Los Angeles, California to Missouri for a second time. And I have an open invitation for my friends or people who want to come take a karate class. Come and join us if you're ever out in the cornfields in central Missouri and you want to take a karate class and learn a little Japanese karate in the middle of Jefferson City. Come on down. And he was like, sounds good. And we had a great class.
We did.
He said that his legs were really sore yesterday, so good for him. But he did it pretty good.
It's amazing how many opportunities really are in Missouri. Because I hear about so many people that come through Missouri, and I'm like, why? But there's a lot that goes on here.
Yeah, I think most people think that Missouri is kind of like Kansas or Nebraska, but it's like Missouri is only half Kansas and Nebraska. I-70 across the belt across the state Everything north of that is like Kansas and Nebraska. Very flat, very farmland, not a lot to see, not a lot to do. But south of I-70, things get hairy.
Are we south of I-70?
Yeah, we are.
Okay.
Yeah, I-70's up there, right there.
I don't know.
In Columbia.
I'm still learning my way.
Okay, so good to think. She's a Michigan girl. Thankfully, we have a Michigan boy on the show today. Michigan man.
Oh, wow.
A Michigander.
Yeah? We'll talk about Michigan things and have our
talk about-
accents.
I'm talking, about, yes. We're going to talk about Michigan. And this is in regards to the housing crisis, because Michigan is kind of ground zero for people struggling to build houses, land use regulations, housing abundance pushes. So we're going to speak this morning to Americans for Prosperity at 7:30. Tim Golding, he's leading the AFP efforts to reform the land use regulations. We talk about a lot of national things on this show, but sometimes we need to zero in on the local things. We talk about Missouri. Let's talk about Michigan this morning.
Wow.
And because everybody's talking about how they can't get into housing. The mortgage prices are insane. The challenges that people are facing across this country, especially young people trying to get into a home and stop being renters and start, being part of the ownership class. This is a big story, and so we're going to focus in on that today at 7:30. It's about 15 to 20 minutes from now. And then I've got a list of fun topics. I hope we can get to some of these, hopefully all of these, but probably not. Holiday stress and therapist tips with Steffi for Liberty, our in-house therapist.
Oh, boy. At least it's not during COVID. I remember I gave tips during COVID when people were all depressed and they couldn't be with their family members.
Yeah, we have
for Christmas and Thanksgiving.
Yeah, there were some people who were depressed, and then there were some people who were like, "Oh, thank God."
Oh yeah, all the introverts were really happy.
The introverts loved COVID-19. They were sad when the pandemic was over. So we'll talk a little bit about the dealing with holiday stress. Stephanie is a certified therapist, and I'm sure she'll have some really good tips for you guys. We're also going to talk about weird Christmas traditions. Now, Stephanie, I know that you didn't grow up doing weird Christmas stuff, but...
Well, I guess you might think some of my Christmas traditions are weird, because being Jewish, we get Chinese food, we go to the movie theater.
There's nothing weird about getting Chinese food or going to a movie theater, Stephanie. We're going to talk about weird holiday traditions. Like, you know what? You want me to just give the game away?
Huh.
So one of our weird holiday traditions was that every year Dad would pretend that he had murdered Santa Claus.
Oh goodness!
I'm not kidding. He would. One year, I'm pretty sure he actually went outside the house with a shotgun and shot over the house.
Oh my gosh!
Did pretend like he had shot somebody who was on the roof, and then came in and.
I really hope you don't do that.
Well, if you ever wonder where I get my sadistic, twisted sense of humor.
Hey, we get our patterns from our family members. We can't help it.
And other weird Christmas traditions like eggnog. So.
No, I like eggnog. I really have no problem with it. I know a lot of people hate it, but it's like... Yeah. It's just like a cinnamon milk, and I love milk.
Yeah, but you never drink the eggnog the way it's meant to be drunk, as Martha Stewart makes it.
Yeah,
we'll talk about
I drink
that.
the sweet kind.
We'll talk about that. 90s nostalgia throwbacks. How people are simplifying their holidays. It used to be really crazy. This year, we're kind of unsimplifying our holidays. We kind of have a little complicated holiday trip, but for the most part, people are starting to kind of break down their holidays and their vacations into more simple, straightforward, less, materialistic approaches. But of course, I pulled this from an anti-capitalist magazine. So we'll talk about that a little bit later in the show if we have time. Let's get the big news. Javier Milei and Donald Trump. This is such a big deal, Stephanie, because obviously Trump's whole thing has been about tariffs. Right, raising tariffs here, raising tariffs there. And the most libertarian president in all of history, Javier Milei, pulls off a free trade agreement with the man whose whole Mr. Tariff man, wants tariffs for everything. How does this come about? And what does this mean for probably more interesting to us is what does it mean for the liberty movement around the world? There are some libertarians who really love Javier Milei, and then there's some libertarians who really hate Javier Milei because he likes people like you, Stephanie, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. He's a friend of Moses.
He doesn't
how they call gay people a friend of Dorothy? Well, a friend of Moses.
That's a great one. Did you come up with that?
Just now. Yeah.
Clip it. There you go. Well, that's
how we say Jew without saying Jew.
When Christians used to be persecuted, they came up with the Jesus fish. Where
I know that one.
You need to come up with like a Jewish symbol where it's like the Friends of Moses.
Oh, there actually is. So you know how people put like that magnet on their car of that Christian fish?
Yes.
So the Jewish people do the same thing, only theirs says gefilte on it.
And
so that's how you know they're a Jewish person.
Oh,
yeah.
And that way, you don't get the little Adolf Hitler, Nick Fuentes people trying to put you in any ovens.
Yeah.
That's
good. So you can identify them on their car if the fish says gefilte inside of it.
Gefilte. All right.
Yeah.
Well, now we've out of the Jews. Way to go. Like poor Anne Frank now. She's going to get busted in the attic.
Oh, goodness.
Donald Trump and Javier Milei deal. It's shaken people up because, of course, MAGA is mad that we're doing this free trade agreement because they don't want free trade. Libertarians in the United States are to some degree ambivalent, other than us, who are kind of, shaking with joy because we're seeing someone who believes he is a self-proclaimed anarcho-capitalist. He's an economist, Stephanie. He's an Austrian economist who is the actual president of a nation. He's the most successful libertarian in all of history. But I think that's probably why a lot of libertarians are ambivalent about him, because a lot of libertarians talk about doing this. A lot of libertarians run for president, right? But and now all of the people who have tried to do what Javier Milei is doing, who have failed before, he embarrasses them. I think to some extent.
It's just like what Ayn Rand was talking about.
Yes, and so they attack him because he's doing good. This was a huge controversy this week, and I know you're busy, so you don't follow all this arcane stuff. But Hans Hermann Hoppe was attacking Javier Milei. Has been going the anarcho-capitalists who are the Hans Hermann Hoppe fans. The helicopter memes. They are rejecting Javier Milei. They're attacking him. They're calling him not a real libertarian, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
How are you not a real libertarian when you're doing free trade?
Because he is friends with Benjamin Netanyahu.
Oh. Well,
that was the specific quote.
There's nothing in the libertarian handbook that says don't be Jewish.
Well, these people will make friends with Hitlerites, but they think that Javier Milei is not a real libertarian. So if it's like Dave Smith, he's like, jerking off Nick Fuentes in one hand, and then he's like looking at Javier Milei like, oh, it's all about Israel. It's all about the Jews.
Right.
For them, they're just obsessed,
It just goes back to foreign policy.
Well, it does to some extent. But to some of them have like legitimate criticisms of foreign policy that I think absolutely can be approached and addressed in a respectful manner. But nobody ever comes up to me in this conversation talking about Javier Milei or Argentina. The critics never come up and say things like, well, let's talk about the central banking issue and the peso currency swap and what that meant for the United States. Is that really the job of the United States to be engaging in that kind of a financial play with the American taxpayer dollars? They never do that. It's always the Jewish state. Or you're getting paid $7,000. It's like, no, dude, I'll not be bigoted for free.
Right. I mean, you won't find me at an APAC event.
No, we don't.
I know they come through here.
Yeah, we don't have any ties to APAC or the ADL.
I know APAC is very close with Congress. I get that, and I don't really agree with that.
Well, they're Americans. American Israel Public Affairs Committee.
Yeah.
So they are Americans, right? They're not Israelis.
Yeah.
So there is that. They have the same free speech as any other American.
They
and
do.
Everybody, Camellia is a lobbyist. So, not all lobbyists are created equal.
Oh, no. But it's like we don't need to be giving money overseas. I get that.
Oh, I agree. And I think, even Ben Shapiro doesn't think that the United States should be giving money to Israel in that way.
At what point Netanyahu, I remember I wrote this in my article in 2012 in the Jewish News, Netanyahu even said, we don't need help. We don't need you to help us.
Right. And Argentina did need us to help them.
Right.
And this currency swap deal, it was a really good, telling moment when Secretary of the Treasury Scott Bessent went on MSNBC the other day and was, I think he was being confronted by an MSNBC anchor. Hold on, I've got the clip.
So what, we gave them a loan to help them get out of this?
Not exactly, to some extent, not exactly. So they asked Here's the clip.
Wow, you're so good at finding clips.
Oh,
You're like in the archives of your email.
I know where it is. Here we go.
Amid this discussion of costs and prices and affordability, how does a $20 billion bailout of Argentina help Americans? You're the president.
That's the leftist attacking.
Oh, the bailout. I know
Yes.
people have been bringing that up.
Watch this, baby. This is so good.
Point person on that. Can you explain to those here who are feeling the pinch, including America's farmers, why the United States is helping out Argentina?
Well, do you know what a swap line is?
It's currency swap, yes.
Yes, but what is that?
You're the Treasury Secretary.
Yes, but why would you call it a bailout?
That is how.
In most bailouts, you don't make money. The U.S. government made money. We used our financial balance sheet to stabilize the government. One of our great allies in Latin America, during an election, the president there won in a landslide. The government's going to make money, and I would rather use peace through economic strength than have to be shooting at narco boats coming offshore if the government collapsed. We have a generational opportunity in Latin America to create allies. We just saw an election in Bolivia. We're probably going to see an election in Colombia. We've seen them in Ecuador. We're going to see them in Chile. So by stabilizing the economy there and making a profit, then that's a very good deal for the American people. And there's a lot we could have been doing for American farmers, but Democrats closed the government.
There is our Treasury Secretary.
Dang.
Smartest gay man who works in government.
He's gay?
Oh, yeah.
No way.
He likes the boys.
Wow. I never would have known that. I mean, I was thinking about how voluptuous his eyebrows are. But I never knew he was gay.
Oh
wow.
yeah, Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent. He's a billionaire, and he took the economy. That peso was in free fall before the election. Javier Milei was in big trouble. Donald Trump and Secretary Scott Bessent, they offered a credit line to swap up to $20 billion. They only needed $2, and then because Javier Milei won the election, the peso stabilized and the dollar flipped in terms of its value, and so the United States actually made money.
But they
off
took
of
a bit
deal.
of a risk, I suppose,
They took a risk.
because the dollar could have gone down, and then what would have happened to us?
They did. You know what? It's kind of it's with government, everything's a hostage situation.
Yeah.
Okay, if taxation is theft and a narco boat with baby Hazel was on the boat, and you could fire the bullet that was paid for with the American taxpayer dollars to shoot the terrorists and save your baby, would you do it? Of course you would. But you just stole that bullet from the American taxpayer.
It's like the Holocaust question, right? If the
Yes.
Holocaust is going on, do you take your government and help those people out? It's kind of hard.
It's a difficult question.
Yeah.
It's one we're not going to tackle now. Let's just tackle something a little closer to home. Housing in Michigan. What do you guys say? Keep those rumble rants
There
coming,
you
guys.
go.
We haven't asked for money even once yet, so now's our time. Good morning, pineapples.
Now we're asking.
Can you bless us with something? Hit the Grift Shop, forlibertyshop.com.
We just made new items. Can I quickly say?
No.
Less government, more football. Less government, more basketball. Look those up if you're a sports
It's on
fan.
the front page, forlibertyshop.com. We'll be right back. It's the Wake Up America show.
When the Founding Fathers dreamed of liberty, they forgot one thing: coffee. Introducing Founding Flavors Coffee, the brew that built America, and the brew that's fueling a new revolution, one kitchen at a time. Small batch roasted, Patriot approved, and disappearing faster than a red coat at Yorktown. Don't get left behind, soldier. Real patriots are starting their mornings with Founding Flavors. And trust us, freedom tastes better with a fresh cup in your hand. Stop drinking those tyrant brews who take your money and don't support your values. Stocks are limited, demand is booming, and your morning deserves a taste of liberty. Order now at forlibertyshop.com before the next shipment gets signed, sealed, and sold out. Founding Flavors Coffee, the official brew of morning rebellions everywhere. Get yours at forlibertyshop.com. Picture this. It's 1776. Thomas Jefferson is hunched over his desk at Monticello, ink-stained fingers, writing the most radical document in human history. Do you really think he was sipping Starbucks? No. He was drinking something bold, something black, something brewed strong enough to fuel a revolution. That's the spirit behind Founding Flavors, our signature line of liberty-fueled coffee. No soy froth, no climate guilt, no corporate slogans. Just real coffee, inspired by the men who wrote freedom into existence. Every cup is a quiet protest. Against mediocrity, against tyranny, against bad coffee. So this morning, skip the globalist brew. Grab something worthy of a free man's sunrise. Founding Flavors. Now brewing at forlibertyshop.com. Legend has it, back in 1773, a band of angry, overtaxed patriots stormed a British ship, found the king's favorite tea, and said, "This would taste better without the tyranny." Then they tossed it overboard. Fast forward to today. That revolutionary spirit lives on in Boston Harbor Black, the boldest brew in the For Libert tea lineup. It's dark, it's smooth, it's unapologetically American, just like the folks who drink it. Whether you're sweetening it up on the front porch or drinking it straight like a Minuteman before battle, this isn't tea for royalty, it's tea for rebels. No fake flavors, no corporate slogans, just a cold glass of Don't Tread on Me in liquid form. So skip the woke iced tea aisle and stock up on Boston Harbor Black at forlibertyshop.com. Because when the heat's rising, the least you can do is drink like a patriot.
I know that there are a lot of people out there, Sean, who are saying things are expensive. And we have to remember they're expensive because we inherited this terrible inflation crisis from the Biden administration. But you've already seen signs that things are getting better. The price of eggs has gone way down. The price of energy has gone way down. The price of gasoline has gone way down. And as we know, when the price of energy goes down, that starts to filter out into the entire economy. But that also takes a little bit of time. There's another component of this, Sean, which to me is maybe the most important because I care so much about our young people being able to afford a good life. A lot of young people are saying housing is way too expensive. Why is that? Because we flooded the country with 30 million illegal immigrants who were taking houses that ought by right go to American citizens. And at the same time, we weren't building enough new houses to begin with, even for the population that we had. So what we're doing is trying to make it easier to build houses, trying to make it easier to build factories and things like that so that people have good jobs. We're also getting all of those illegal aliens out of our country, and you're already seeing it start to pay some dividends.
All right, good morning. Welcome to Wake Up America. We're going to turn our focus to the housing market today. How families, small business creators in Michigan are facing a perfect storm of housing affordability, regulatory bottlenecks, and rising costs. According to the latest state data, Michigan needs 185,000 more rental homes to make them affordable to extremely low-income households. Only 39 affordable rental homes exist for every 100 of these households. My sweet redheaded libertarian wife, Stephanie, is a Michigander. She's here with us still in studio.
Yeah. And I was looking for a house for over 5 years in Michigan, and I could not find one when I was there. Had to come to
Missouri. Probably a common story. Let's talk to somebody on the ground out there. He's Tim Golding with Americans for Prosperity in Michigan, standing by bright and early here in the Midwest. Oh, you betcha. How you doing, Tim? Good morning.
Top of the morning. I'm doing great. How are you guys doing?
Doing Good. Fine. What's going on with the Michigan housing market? The Vice President of the United States is talking about illegal immigration. We're talking about supply and demand. The housing price is too high. Michigan's kind of ground zero for the fight for of housing affordability, isn't it?
It is. We have a major shortage of housing units. I don't directly link it to illegal aliens or illegal immigrants being here. That may be part of it, but we have a shortage because we have so many zoning regulations and housing regulations, building regulations in this state that handcuff builders and property owners, quite frankly, from being able to build single-family units, multifamily units, whatever that may be. And we have a real shortage. I think just the single-family units alone, there's a shortage of 125,000 units in this state. That's a big deal. And to your point, you can't find a house to buy. And when you do find a house, and I have 4 kids that are actively starting families,
Oh boy.
buying homes, and they've really struggled. The houses that they're looking at now that would have cost, let's say, $150,000 last year, or 5 years ago, are now $250,000 or $300,000, and that's just not sustainable. People can't afford it. Plus, Michigan has some of the highest energy costs in the country, highest income tax, property taxes. It's very difficult to graduate high school, college, whatever, start a family, work here, and live here. It's getting out of hand.
Yeah, Tim, you've been advocating for abundant housing in Michigan. What is the single biggest regulatory barrier you see that prevents the supply from keeping up with the demand?
Well, yeah, and as someone who built and remodeled homes for 25 years before I'm a recovering home builder.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And my father was before that. So I've seen the building industry in Michigan go from booming to bust and everything in between. And it's not one single regulation. It's Michigan's zoning and building regulations are different wherever you're at in the state. Different townships, different cities, different municipalities have their own regulations and rules on what they allow to be built. The biggest thing I think is the individual property owners not being able to build what they want on their own property because of these onerous, let's say, township level building restrictions, where they won't let you put an accessory dwelling unit on your property. So you can't build a mother-in-law suite for your mother-in-law to live in.
Oh, that's funny, because we've talked about building one of those on our own property, and I don't think we really have any zoning restrictions here, because we've looked into it and we're like, I don't think our hands are tied.
But this is kind of why we see the exodus out of states like Michigan. Is Michigan a blue state?
Oh yeah, well, Gretchen Whitmer.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So you've got political challenges as well as regulatory challenges, don't you, Tim?
Oh yeah, across the board, it's all of that. It's for instance, when it's building codes, it's all of that. It's just the overarching, the overreach, the heavy hand of government touching everything we do, and quite frankly, screwing everything up. When my father was building here in the 70s and 50s and 60s, whatever, the building code book was, like a little magazine. When my twin brother and I started our building company, the building code book was maybe this thick. Now the building code book is that thick.
Okay.
And we don't build better homes anymore. We build more expensive homes, and that is problematic. So if you take all the regulations, the zoning issues, the material costs, all of that together is a perfect storm to make housing unaffordable. But we at Americans for Prosperity in Michigan are trying to do what other states have done, and that's relax our zoning and building requirements here in the state so that property owners can put duplexes in residential areas, or triplexes, whatever that is. So we can have residential in commercial areas, mixed use and all that. We have tons and tons of buildings, commercial buildings, strip malls, whatever, that are sitting vacant all across the state that could be turned into housing units, and they can't because of the current zoning regulations. So if we work to get those things removed, we'll have much more freedom and opportunity to build. And most of this stuff is around urban centers with populations of 50,000 or more. So you're like Flint, Lansing, whatever. You're familiar with Michigan, but we got to get it where we can start making homes for people to live in. And I'm not just talking about $300,000, $400,000, $500,000, 3,000 square foot homes. People should be able to build smaller homes too. In some places they can't, and that's restrictive. If somebody wants to build a 1,500 square foot home or 1,000 square foot home, in some areas they can't do that.
Wow. So it restricts tiny homes.
It's funny, all the $300,000 to $500,000 homes now used to be $80,000 to $150,000 homes. Inflation isn't helping us out very much either. If you're just tuning into the Wake Up America show, I'm Austin Peterson. That's my lovely wife Stephanie here. She's from Michigan. We're talking to Tim Golding from Michigan and Americans for Prosperity. A little bit about the housing market. We played a clip earlier of the Vice President of the United States addressing the challenges that we face across the country when in gaining affordable housing. Some states have it better than others, but Michigan has sort of become patient zero for the affordability crisis. And in large part, it has to do with the rules, the regulations, the taxes, the codes, the HOAs, which make it very difficult to be able to expand housing. And the availability is not meeting the demand. Tim, if people who are tuning in right now, they might live in Michigan, they might not. They might have a tie to Michigan, they might not. But how do you? Here's a way to make this a little more of a universal question here. But what should people be looking for in their local city or their township for like planning rule wise? How do people even find good information? Is AFP a resource, and does AFP provide that kind of information? Because for a lot of people, it's sort of an arcane challenge. It's a labyrinth, a maze. Where do you start to try and be able to build something? Let's say you use a case study in Michigan.
Yeah, I think the first step, certainly if you come reach out to AFP Michigan, that's afpmichigan.com is our website here in the state. Americansforprosperity.org is our national website, so you can go there and find resources. But find someone in your state that can help you, like us, point to the different rules and regulations that are affecting the housing shortage. It is a labyrinth. It's difficult to navigate through that. As a former builder, like I said, it was, every time you go build in a different jurisdiction, there's different rules to follow, different regulations. So get with someone like us that can help you and point you in the right direction. We can help you talk to lawmakers and local elected officials to show you and explain to you what is in their rules and regulations for building and their zoning ordinances and so forth. And then we can talk about the different stuff we want to do at the state level to help reduce some of those regulations and make it where you can build your accessory dwelling unit closer to the property line than 30 feet. We have so much real estate, but we can't build on all of it. It's insane. And I get it when there's issues of, fire trucks need to be able to get behind homes, or utility services need to have access. But some of this stuff is so erroneous, and we don't want to take away local control. We want it to be even more deeper than that. We want the property owner to be the local control that says what they can and can't do with their house. So if you have questions about what you want to do in Michigan and how you can help us help you by affecting these laws and these by affecting lawmakers that we're trying to push some regulations right now. Hopefully these bills will drop in the next month or so and get moving along to reduce some of these regulations. We can help you do that.
We're really close to AFP people here in Missouri. One of my best friends, Camelia Peterson, she operates with them here. Joni Rankin, who's in the chat, she says, I've done some volunteering for this group, grassroots organized. Amen. Absolutely. You want to talk about the boots on the ground freedom fighters in your state, the people who are like the Batman out there watching for the jokers in your state capital. That's Americans for Prosperity. I've been friends with AFP for years, even back when I was a young whippersnapper in Washington, D.C., and I got a lot of respect for that group. So I'm glad that you got up so early to join us here, Tim. I thought I was going to have a guest on after you, so I put you on the early time slot, but then they canceled. So
well, it's okay. He's an hour ahead of time, so don't feel too bad. He's an Eastern Standard.
There you go. So
it's 8:30 here. I'm good.
Hey,
Tim, is there anything else in this story that's important that you think people ought to know that maybe we missed, or something else you'd like to bring up before we let you go today?
Yeah, you mentioned AFP and the boots on the ground. We talk to people every day on the street. That's 365 days a year. We are canvassing neighborhoods, being involved in our communities. And as an organization, we train people throughout the state to become more active in their political world and their circles to make their communities better. I think this year alone, we've probably trained 250 new activists, and that's like 3-hour classes, four classes that are about 3 hours long each. And we start by finding out what somebody's why is and why they want to get involved, and then help them craft their message and see what their gifts and abilities are, whether they want to be a social media influencer, a canvasser, someone that can go and talk and testify at committees about issues that are important to them. And in this issue in specifically, we're talking about housing and zoning reforms, and these bills that we're trying to get passed, hopefully. We may have to change the governor in a couple of years to get them done, but we can at least get the ball rolling. But this does have bipartisan support. It's got bicameral support. And some of these rules I'm just going to read off. And if some of your listeners, any in Michigan, hear about these and they want to know more about them and how they can work to affect change in their own community, just get a hold of us. We want things like duplex by right, changing parking regulations, because sometimes you can build a building, but they get you because you don't have enough parking spaces.
Oh my gosh.
And that happens all the time. We want to get the protest petition system changed to where it's an actual buy-in from the community or not, and not some people from out of state that come in and say, no, you can't build X, Y, Z. Setback requirements and other things like that. there's a lot of things that we can do at the legislative level to make it where your kids and grandkids can graduate high school, graduate college, have a job, and buy a home that they can afford. And again, I've lived it as a builder. I've lived it as a father whose kids have bought homes. My son spent probably, I don't know, almost a year trying to buy his first home. And every time he'd put a bid on a house, it'd get outbid. There's just not enough inventory. He finally found a house, and luckily, growing up learning how to build and remodel homes, he was able to buy a home that was less expensive and fix it up. And that's what a lot of people are having to do now. But there's a lot of things we can do to change the market. You know, the average homeowner in Michigan, the first-time buyer is 39 years old. That's crazy.
Wow.
And I don't know, another little tidbit. On any house that's built across the nation, on average, a quarter of the cost for that goes directly into the government's pocket, whether that's local, state, or whatever. Government gets that money. So on a $400,000 home, $100,000 of that goes directly to the government. There's so many things we can do to reduce the cost of homes, but we have to make them abundant, and we have to get the zoning rules and regulations changed so the government doesn't stick their sticky fingers in the builder's pockets, because that gets passed on directly to the homeowner or the purchaser of the unit.
Well, this makes so much sense why none of these homes worked out for me that I looked at in Michigan. Yeah. So you basically gave me explanation as to why my home search failed.
There we go. Sorry for taking all of your lovely libertarian talent, Tim, but there's plenty of great people up there in Michigan like yourself out there still fighting the good fight. But if anybody wants to get in touch with you, Tim, how do they get in touch with you?
They get a hold of us through afpmichigan.com. That's our website in Michigan. AmericansForProsperity.org is our overall federal, or our chapter wide. We have chapters in 37 states, and that's our federal. Why do I keep saying federal? That's our
national or
national.
Yeah.
Cool. AmericansForProsperity.org.
That's Tim Golding. Hey, Tim, thanks so much. We appreciate you, brother.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, thank you. It's always nice to talk to someone from Michigan. I feel a little warm inside.
Have a good one. Happy Thanksgiving. Take care.
Thanks. You too.
Bye-bye.
If simulation theory is true, then it is actually very likely that the most interesting outcome is the most likely, because only the simulations that are interesting will continue. The simulators will stop any simulations that are boring, because they're not interesting.
But here's the question about the simulation theory: is the simulation run by anyone? Or it
would be run by someone. Like in this reality that we live in, we run simulations all the time. When we try to figure out if the rocket's going to make it, we run thousands, sometimes millions of simulations just to figure out which path is the good path for the rocket, and where can it go wrong, where can it fail. But when we do these, I'd say at this point, millions of simulations of what can happen with the rocket, we ignore the ones where everything goes right, because we just care about we have to address the situations where it goes wrong, and for AI simulations as well, like all these things, we keep the simulations going that are the most interesting to us. So if simulation theory is accurate, if it is true, who knows, then the simulators will.
So
what? What is the simulation theory?
You don't know what simulation theory is?
No. So okay, we have simulation. So basically, like when I was at space camp as a kid,
yes,
we did a simulation of a fake flight, and we were trying to stay afloat, in space, and then we end up crashing and dying. Okay, so that was like a simulation. So I get the idea of a simulation.
Simulation theory, right?
It's like a fake practice run, basically.
Yes. So simulation.
Or the simulators at Disney World, right? You're in a simulation where you're pretending to be in a world.
Right. So the question is do we live in a real world, or do we live sort of in a matrix? Do we, do we have? Here's another latest thing.
The strongest argument for us being
what
in
the
a
world?
simulation,
Why is there like jazz music?
I think it's the following: that 40 years ago we had Pong, like two rectangles and a dot. That was what games were. Now 40 years later we have photorealistic 3D simulations with millions of people playing simultaneously, and it's getting better every year. environment, like the strongest argument for.
So
Okay.
I don't know how that's really the
So
strongest.
it's like
argument.
VR. VR is a simulation.
Yeah. So in the sense, what it's saying is that we are not living in a real world. It's kind of like the Matrix. You're plugged into the Matrix, and we may not even exist to some extent. We are sort of machinations in some Ethereum that we are not truly capable of experiencing. What is reality? Plato's allegory of the cave. It's the question is, how do you even know what is truly real? Right? If you had only seen or experienced life in some way, if you had only seen shadows on the wall, you would think that the puppets that they played on the wall, the shadow puppets, were the real thing. You would think that shadow puppet of a horse is a horse because you had never seen a real horse.
Well, and we've been talking about schizophrenic, individuals recently. We watched A Beautiful Mind just the other day, and it's like if you grew up in a world where you had these hallucinations, seeing people, hearing people, would you think that that's just normal, right? They probably do until somebody tells them otherwise. So yeah, and colorblind people see things as they are, but really that's not how they are, right? Because other eyes see them differently.
Right. So it's like, how do you explain to a blind person colors to some extent?
Yeah.
Right. How do you open up their eyes?
I'm still amazed that Helen Keller was able to give speeches and write books and do God knows what else, not being able to see, hear, or talk.
I hate.
How in the world would you know what exists outside of you?
I hate Helen Keller so
Other
much.
than just touching things. I guess she just, through tactile, she just somehow formulated words. I don't know.
Department of War is trending this morning over on X.
Speaking of Helen Keller.
I don't want to talk about Helen Keller. I don't like Helen Keller. I intensely dislike Helen Keller. ForLibertyShop.com has a Department of War unisex hoodie you can get exclusively at ForLibertyShop.com. Endorsed by General George Patton himself. At ForLibertyShop.com, guys, we've been going overtime to create all sorts of fun new products. Stephanie is really excited about it.
I was working for hours yesterday on these new products.
And we already sold one. Red Cup. This is like for people who love coffee but don't want to give their money to Starbucks. They had Red Cup Day yesterday. Explain it, Stephanie.
So Red Cup Day is a day where Starbucks on November 13th, they give out a reusable red cup to mark the start of their holiday season. And so they were giving out these red cups to all of their customers. And so the cups look exactly like this with a little winter scene. And then it says Starbucks up at the top. So I changed the Starbucks and I just added taxation is theft instead.
I really want this.
It's so cute. And I had somebody online who said, this is only 15 ounces. I need something bigger. Well, you know what? The cup that Starbucks gives out is 16 ounces, so not too much bigger. But we did make a 20 ounce and 40 ounce mug for all of you. It's a travel tumbler mug that says taxation is theft with the exact same winter scene. So
we have some
you can get that as well.
And we have some crazy sales going on right now. You buy one, the second product start at the 15% discount. So you buy more than one item from our shop, and the second item is going to be 15% off. Make sure you check the product details because they've got the coupon codes.
Yeah, buy two,
right
save
there on the
15.
Discount. Less government, more football. Everybody's talking about their favorite teams.
I know most people in this world like football, and we did not have any type of sports gear on our site other than like a rash guard.
Yeah, we're trying to make Liberty appeal a little bit more to normies, Yes.
So less government, more football. I also made less government, more basketball. Last night, it probably didn't make it on the front page quite yet.
And I made a Christmas sweatshirt. Merry Christmas, you filthy animal.
That's cute. Wow, I like that pattern.
Remember, guys, that price that you see includes shipping, free shipping in the United States.
When you see these like prices and you're like, oh, that's so much money. And think about it. Okay, shipping is at least $5 to $9 per item.
Right. So if you use the codes right there, buy 2, save 15 at checkout, there goes a big discount for you. So buy in bulk, buy for your whole family. This one was huge last Christmas. The Baked AF Christmas slouchy sweatshirts at ForLibertyShop.com. It's time to unlock the bonus content. We've raised $5 so far. We've got a two-phase goal. $100 will raise that will unlock the mini documentary that we produced for you today, guys. And $150 will unlock the game show mode, which is Liberty Loot Live. If you want to support the Wake Up America show, you can click like and follow. It's totally free. But if you want to support us financially during the holidays and help yourself to all of the great items that we have at the Grift Shop at forlibertyshop.com, our Martha's Mint Founding Flavors Coffee holiday favorite, only for a limited time at forlibertyshop.com. If you guys buy in bulk of coffee, you're going to get a bulk discount there as well. The more you add to your cart, the more you save. So what I recommend you do, get that more less government, more football hoodie, throw in the Founding Flavors, a couple of boxes of Founding Flavors coffee, and then grab yourself perhaps a Merry Christmas, You Filthy Animal sweatshirt, or really popular, now I have a machine gun, the sweatshirt from Die Hard. Now I have a machine gun, ho, ho, ho. This could be you on Christmas, but you playing.
Oh my God.
Head over to forlibertyshop.com and get yourself some nice merch this morning. And let's unlock that bonus content, guys.
Talk about holiday coping skills.
1773.
Just set fire to your family's holiday home.
There we go. Well, holiday stresses are here, of course. Americans are already starting to feel overwhelmed. Therapists interviewed by the LA Times say that families are entering this season with stacked expectations, pressure to perform, perfect holidays, and exhaustion from financial stress. People are juggling travel, gift buying, extended family obligations, and emotional triggers from past holidays. Stephanie, I think you know what I'm talking about here. So the advice from clinicians is simple but powerful. Slow down, set boundaries. We talk about this all the time. Mm-hmm. Focus on connection and lower the perfectionism that turns a celebration into a stress test. This story gives families practical. You always are trying to do perfection for people.
I know. I've been raised and with a mother who strives to be perfect, and so I think that's the pattern that I picked up for myself.
And
but
she wants
perfection
you to be
does not exist. I have learned that the hard way.
So therapists report that holiday anxiety spikes in early November, late December.
Yeah, we're actually starting to see that with some people that we know, because with the holidays, it also brings sadness because you think about the people that are no longer here with you. We were actually just talking to a friend of ours the other day who's, missing a loved one that he lost a few years ago, because this is around anniversary time of the death and also the holidays. And so it's just bringing up a lot of emotion. So if you're one of those people, you're totally normal. It's okay to feel sad around the holidays. I think a lot of people almost feel bad about feeling sad, but it's hey, you want to be surrounded by people you care about. And sometimes those people aren't here.
Yeah, so there's the song, there'll be scary ghost stories and tales of the glories of Christmases long, long ago. When you're a kid, you don't even think about that. You just sing the song and you go along. It's the most wonderful time of the year. But it takes really maturing into adulthood to gain the perspective of the Christmases of long, long ago, because until you have Christmases that were long ago, you can't really know what it's like. And Steffi, the warmth and the love and the joy that we felt, Justin and I wish he were here. I kind of wrote this hoping he would be here.
Yeah. But he's a very nostalgic holiday guy.
I mean, who's not nostalgic on the holidays? Yeah. Raise your hand if you don't have any holiday nostalgia. Everybody does, right?
I kind of, I don't necessarily block out thinking about the past, but it's certainly painful for me because I'm a child of a divorced family. And so it's my memories as a kid, they had my whole family together, whereas now my family is broken, literally. So it's we have holidays separate. And so I think, that is, a sad thing for me to think about. So I probably do block out thinking about those happy times because I know they can't exist anymore.
Yeah, it is. It is a coping mechanism, right? Just not think about the people. But for me, I don't relish sort of in longing and in wistfulness. After my mom passed away when I was 15, Christmas was never the same again. It just never was.
You know that very well.
Yeah.
For sure.
And of course, then I still had grandparents. I was lucky enough to be able to be in my grandparents' life. I know not a lot of people got to have the kinds of relationships that with their grandparents that I had.
No.
And so man, Stephanie, I know you never had like a Christmas morning growing up, but
like I said, just Chinese food and movies. So
Right,
that's
but-
our Christmas morning.
But I mean, it's magic. It's truly magical. The anticipation, right? The specialness of it, the expectations on the parents on the parents' faces and your grandparents' faces, and the joy on their faces when they got to see you get something that you really wanted.
Right.
And then the sitting around the table and eating a meal, and we would have 3 Christmases. Like just like there are 3 ghosts, the ghosts of Christmas past, present, and future. We would have Christmas with my mother's family on Christmas Eve, and then Grandma Hazel and Grandma Bill would sleep over, and then we would have Christmas morning with them that morning.
Wow, they would sleep over your house?
They would sleep over.
my gosh.
And Grandpa Bill would ring the bell. Oh my God, I miss Grandpa Bill. He would ring the bell in the morning and go ho ho ho, and then slam the door. And it was just a beautiful moment. Of course, we thought it was Santa Claus, and then Dad would
shoot
go
them.
out and pretend like he was shooting him.
Oh my goodness!
So
Wow, yeah. So it's like the memories are really nice.
they're powerful, but of course they do induce anxiety. They do induce
Absolutely.
anxiety in people who are already anxious. And I imagine that as a therapist, Stephanie, that you have to help. I mean, what kind of coping mechanisms do you recommend for people during the holiday season? You've got your own challenges, but what do you tell other people
Right.
to do?
Well, I would say, if you are grieving a family member, validate yourself, give yourself grace. It's okay to start making recipes of that family member. Like just the other day, we sent out your mom's chili recipe to our community.
Are you guys on our email list? Did you get my mom's chili recipe that we sent? I hope that you enjoyed
Yeah.
it. If you're not on the email list, you should sign up.
And so around this time, we start to do things in memory of those that, we have lost, just to kind of keep their spirit going and, to keep our spirits lifted, in their memory. And so it's like, watch movies that you used to watch with your loved ones, make food that you used to eat with your loved ones. So all of those things are healthy behaviors, but also it's okay to mix some, sadness with happiness. It's okay to try to be happy around the holidays. And that may mean just doing healthy, distracting activities. Like it's okay just to say, you know what, family, I'm going to have a getaway vacation this year for the holidays. I want to do something new. Like, I know in my family, like my mom loves to have all of her rituals, like her yearly, rituals that we would do for the holidays. But sometimes I'm like, you know what? Let's just do something new. Like, it's okay just to do something different and mix it up a little bit. There's nothing wrong with that. And then that ties into boundaries. Setting boundaries with people so that you can look out for your own happiness. Because it's like, why keep doing the same thing every year when it's not making you happy? So it's like I talk to clients who, are dreading going to their Thanksgiving dinner. And if you just hate it that much and you really don't want to go, you don't have to. It's okay. You can say, you know what? I'm going to go do Friendsgiving. I'm going to go to Florida and I'm going to go to Disney World instead of going to Thanksgiving this year. Like, that's fine. Or if you feel like you have to go to Thanksgiving dinner, just set a boundary about how long you're going to stay. Just be like, you know what? I can only come for like an hour or two. So I'll come, chat, try to keep the conversation light. Don't talk about politics. I know politics is like that dreaded conversation that everybody has. And it's like, if it gets into a political conversation, you can just be like, you know what? I don't feel like talking about that right now. It's okay to leave the room. It's okay to take lots of trips to the bathroom. That's what I recommend. Like, take lots of trips to the bathroom if you just cannot take your family.
Or take those walks with your nephew who's finally of age so that you guys can, puff pass. And
Yeah,
you're the cool
I
uncle.
would recommend, like, it's okay to use substances in moderation around the holidays. Put a little extra something in your eggnog if that just lightens the mood a little bit.
Everybody knew that before the lunch was served that the kids who were going for a walk were going to have some fun.
Right. Yeah, I always say, like, you don't have to hang out with the person that you hate at the holiday dinner. Like, it's okay to just, try to hang out with the other people that, you want to hang out with. Like, go to another room in the house with that person, have a private chat. It's like, unless you're in a one-room house, then you're kind of screwed. Just go outside. It's okay to go for a walk, go outside. Like, people are going to question you and make you feel weird when you're at, a holiday dinner, and they're going to be like, why aren't you participating? None of their business. Who cares?
Maybe it is their business. They're your family. They care. They care.
Yeah, but you know what? If they want you to stay sane, then they need to just let you be. Just let you do your thing.
Yeah, I disagree. I think you need to. I think in some ways, in order to solve some of your family problems, you do need to sort of like be there with them. The whole point of it is to kind of like do some bonding and to do. And sometimes you have to do things that aren't necessarily comfortable. So it's important.
Sure.
I think it's important to set boundaries. But I do think that the problem with a lot of people is that they do kind of run away and avoid responsibilities. And, the relationships take work.
Oh, they do.
Yeah. And you have to spend time together. You have to do things that are going to, even if they make you feel awkward or uncomfortable at first, you have to try and do things.
Yeah.
But I always recommend, my thing is, if you want to try and like go on holidays with your family, is to go somewhere where you're not at somebody's house. For us, it's always a challenge because when I'm home for Christmas, it's the home where I grew up, the farm where I grew up, and there's ghosts there, right? The ghost of my mom is there. The ghosts of my grandparents are there. So it's kind of like it creates a certain heaviness there because we don't really have the same joy that we had when we were young because everybody's gone. And so it's a challenge. But it's different when we go on a cruise together. It's kind of neutral territory, right? There's no ghosts hanging around. Like everybody's just kind of having fun. And that is, to me, I think the best way to sort of cope with holidays is to kind of switch it up. Like people, if you do the tradition at home, take a chance. Go to Cozumel one year,
Right.
Have a tropical
But then
Christmas.
there's family members that like are not willing to go outside of what they do all the time. And it's like they're going to give you pushback, and that's expected.
Well, you're talking about Kevin from Home Alone, essentially, is what you're talking about here. He didn't want to go to Christmas.
To Paris or New York.
Paris.
Or he went to New York instead.
Yeah, both. He went to Paris. Home Alone. He wanted to have the traditional family Christmas at home, and he threw a tantrum over it. And then he got his way. He was home alone, and then he thought that he was going to love it. But then, what was the whole moral story? The moral of the story was that it wasn't good to be alone.
Yes, and that's one of the points I'm going to make. Like, before you set boundaries with your family, think about when you are 80 years old, looking back on your life, and a lot of your loved ones are gone. What are you going to regret? Usually you regret what you didn't do and the time that you didn't spend with people. So before you set a boundary and say, you know what, I'm going to go on my own trip, I'm going to get away from my family, not talk to them, ask yourself if that's something you might regret in the future. And if it is, it's possible to figure out a way to have your family, but yet be as close as you want to be with them. So that may mean just having a little bit of a relationship, but at least you have something rather than nothing.
Kevin? Wow, that was fast. Oh, Kevin. Mom, I'm sorry. I'm sorry too. Merry Christmas, Mom. Merry Christmas, sweetheart. Thank you. Let's go. How'd you know I was here?
Well, I know you in Christmas trees, and this is the biggest one around.
Aww.
Worst mom ever, says Dad Bod.
Oh my gosh. Tears the heart apart.
Oh man, that scene always gets me.
Man.
Gets me.
And I would recommend, if you are going to a family dinner around the holiday season, bring like a list, maybe like in your phone notes, of just different topics that you can divert the conversation to. Like, Sometimes if I have a family member start talking about something that like I really don't want to talk about, I'm like, so anyways, I'm thinking about doing this year. And I just completely change the subject. And usually they go with you.
Just think about it. Here's the thing. You're going to miss them when they're gone.
Yeah.
You're going to miss their family when they're gone. I miss my mom so much. I miss my grandparents so much, especially around the holiday times. But maybe we don't have to.
He's getting bigger. See? Oh, honey, that's wonderful. Kicking like crazy.
He's listening. Put your hand on your tummy and hum to him. You used to love that.
Oh my gosh.
It feels like he's dancing in there.
Oh, honey.
Mom, would you tell Charlie that bedtime story you always used to tell me?
Once upon a time, there was a baby unicorn who didn't know he knew how to fly. This baby unicorn was like your mom because she didn't know that she knew how to fly, but she knew how to do all kinds of fabulous things.
Hi, Grandma.
Hey, Charlie. How was school today?
It was really fun. I made this crazy shot in basketball.
I don't really care that much about basketball. What about the crush?
Stop. Grandma, stop talking.
Just tell me one thing.
Look who's going to be a great grandmother.
Oh, Charlie. Oh, congratulations.
She says that he's been kicking a lot, though. Like, a little too much.
Tell her to put her hand on her tummy and hum to him. You loved that.
You would have loved this moment.
You can call anytime.
Oh, jeez. Oof.
Okay, Mom, I just need a quick video.
Is this like an audition or something?
No, Mom. Just 3 minutes.
You need my best side?
Can I sing another one?
I can play the piano.
She's so talented.
I am. I'm your mother after all.
Keep going. Why don't you start by telling us a little bit about yourself?
Well, I was born as a very young child.
I would hope so.
Oh my gosh.
Boy, that is a can of worms right there, Stephanie. That is a can of worms.
I've been thinking about that overnight because I saw that video yesterday and I was like, is this healthy? So then I was thinking, well, when someone's grieving, what do you usually recommend they do? Well, I say it's okay to look at photos. It's okay to watch videos, right? We have these mementos of people who we have lost. But those videos were taken in the past when they were still with us.
Mm-hmm.
So bringing them to the present moment when they're not with us and getting their commentary in real time, it's like, is that the same as just watching a video from the past? No, I don't think so. It's almost like convincing yourself that that person is still there, which spiritually they may still be, because sometimes in therapy, I recommend to people when they're missing their loved one, I say, talk to them. Just have a conversation with them. Like I remember when I used to be driving, I know this is weird. I used to talk to my dog who died, and I used to just have a conversation with him. He wasn't there. He wasn't responding to me, but it's okay to just kind of like, spiritually connect in your own way. Or like to write a letter to them and just kind of get out what you want to tell them about. Hey, hey mom, hey grandma, this is what I'm doing.
You know what this reminds me of? Said. So the concept there is, the allegory is that some might waste away in front of these desires, because what they're showing us is our deepest desires, is to reunite with our loved ones.
Yeah.
It's tempting. It's very tempting to do this.
Yeah.
And I have taken some family member videos already that are pictures that I had.
Oh, yeah.
And converted them into videos because it's so compelling to take famous family photographs that we all love and to see my mother moving again.
Right.
It is a rabbit hole.
Yeah.
And it's very tempting. It's like drugs. You get a little bit and you're like, oh God, can I do this to the whole family collection? But what's different about that than old family videos? They actually happened.
Exactly.
Sure. But I mean, like, is it substantively different on the psyche? I could be just as sort of, I don't know, addicted to watching old family videos, couldn't I? Something like that.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that. I think,
and some people stay very attached to their deceased loved ones. Like, for example, they might like keep their clothes, their room, everything intact after that person is gone and never get rid of it, which, grief, there's no timeline for grief. I always tell everybody, it's like, one day you may be sad, one day you may feel better. And sometimes it might take you a year to get rid of some clothes. Sometimes it might take you a few years to get rid of some clothes. So, you can't really compare yourself to anybody else. But I think there is a point where, you might go too far with your grief and just be like stuck in it and not moving on. And the moving on part is the part that I'm concerned about with these people who continue to talk to their loved one in like AI form.
Yeah.
It's like one day we might have holographs of loved ones at our dinner table. Oh, look, grandma's here. We're talking to her.
You know what's fascinating is that in Mexico, certain parts of Mexico, they actually do that, but with the actual corpse.
Oh.
Have you seen that?
Where they have dinner with them?
So they dig them up.
Oh, really? Oh, no, I didn't know that. I only knew about like funerals. They have the people like sitting up as if they're still alive, playing poker or doing something they love. But I thought once they're in the ground, they're in the ground, and like that's it.
No,
that's disgusting.
Yes. So yeah. There's. It's not like widespread or anything, but
these people must be very embalmed, unless they're skeletons.
Yeah. If someone will have to look it up for me and tell me what the practice is called, because the practice is not widespread, but it is. They dig up their family members and then they share a meal with their corpse sitting at the table, and it's a way for them. It's not like, even though to us it's sick and twisted, to them it's just kind of like a normal part of their grieving process to like be around them. I find it distasteful and disrespectful, but
there's a reality of life that's really hard to swallow, and it's the fact that death exists. And I think we always try to ignore that.
Memento mori.
Right.
Memento mori.
And death does exist, and we are going to have to be without people during our life. That's just how it is. And I think with technology, we try to ease every struggle and every stress.
Mm-hmm.
Like people come to me in therapy and they're like, I don't want to feel any stress. And it's like, I'm sorry, but that's impossible.
Mm-hmm.
You have to feel grief in order to live.
We do. It's amazing how holiday kind of brings out these conversations, because another part of the Christmas song is how it starts is like the tales of the glories of Christmases long, long ago.
Mm-hmm.
But there'll be scary ghost stories. And a part of Christmas and part of the holiday season was the fear and the discussion of ghosts, because winter used to be a much more fatal event for humans than
dying in car crashes?
No, just dying from the winter, from starvation. Throughout human history, the winter was the scariest time of the year.
Right.
If you lived in a cold climate, you had to stock up. You weren't going to be able to grow anything. You had to stock up for the year.
Mm-hmm.
So scary ghost stories and tales of the glories of Christmases long ago, these are people who are sharing ghost stories. They're talking about their family. They're talking about the ghosts of the people who have gone before us. So scary ghost stories is an important part of Christmas stories, because, for example, The Christmas Story is a whole story about Scrooged is the modern equivalent. Ebenezer Scrooge, the Christmas Carol. They're visited by the ghost of Christmas past, the ghost of Christmas present, and the ghost of Christmas future. And each one symbolizes a different time in Ebenezer Scrooge's life. And it shows him as a young lad. He's optimistic. He's looking forward, right? And now he's an old man in the Christmas Carol, and he's a bah humbug, right? He doesn't like people. He's very miserly. And then the ghost of Christmas present, he gets a little insight into the lives of the people around him now and how he impacts their lives. And it to help give you perspective, because we live in our own bubbles and we don't know what other people think about us or say about us or they feel about us. Maybe if we thought for just a brief moment how other people might feel about us and the way we behave now, right, then it might impact our Christmas future.
Absolutely.
Stephanie, because your Christmas future for all Christmas future for all of us, it will be dead, right?
Mm-hmm.
But maybe, just maybe, the thing that you do now can save the life of Tiny Tim for the future, right? Think about the young people that we're trying to impact now, right? In karate. Think about Jude and our friends, right? And all those people.
Right.
You know, are we doing what we can to ensure that there's a help? Like, we'll be gone 40, 50 years from now, but will what we do now impact Christmas future positively for those who come after us? And so that's the story. The ghosts are the narrators. They're the ones who can show us their supernatural powers, give us the insight into how we used to live, how we live now, and how it affects the people that are living now, and how what we're doing now eventually might impact us in the future. Is this the kind of content that you watch this show for, or are we just way off base?
I was talking to you recently because I know we've been talking about like our will, you know, since we have a child now. And I said, you know what would have been really nice if the people that we've loved, if before they died, if they just put together, you know, their resume so that we knew, like, you know, their past jobs, their past experiences, where they've traveled, the foods that they used to make, if they could just put together like special recipes that they would like to be carried on, special lessons that they would like to teach. I was thinking about doing this for myself, just so that Hazel has it in one spot and she doesn't have to worry like, oh my gosh, I wish I had asked Mom this question, or, oh gosh, what was that recipe that Mom used to make?
We should probably just have like a little journal and what we do is we put in it recipes and we put traditions and we write down memories of our parents and grandparents, what we have. And that way she can always have that little notepad, and it can be something that she can use in the future. Maybe share it. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
You know, Freedom Family Friday is always a little different, and sometimes we talk about political things, and sometimes we talk about personal things. But I'm worried that we might have scared off our audience to some extent. Well, I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
So I think we raised $5 for the bonus content, so we might not be entertaining.
Well,
them
somebody
very much.
bought a mug.
Oh, did they?
They bought a Taxation is Theft holiday travel mug.
Okay. I was kind of afraid that maybe people were not enjoying this.
Oh my gosh! Well, I'm really enjoying it, but I know it's not about me.
Well, it's not about you. I always think that, like, you know, the people donating rant or making purchases at the shop is kind of like almost a reward for how well we're doing topic-wise, staying on topics. So
we have 124 of you watching.
Well, that's actually pretty good. That's a good number.
Which is actually a really good number.
If you guys haven't already, please do click the like button. If today's payday for you, then go shopping. A friend of ours went. Oh, they bought the mug.
My big one.
The taxation. Oh, they bought
the
big
one
one
that I made. Yeah.
Which one is that?
I think it was. Was
What's
it the
called?
big one? Yeah, the 20 ounce or 40 ounce. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Wow. Which one? You bought the 40 ounce. Oh my gosh.
40 ounce to freedom.
Wow.
I love that profile picture, the cover image that you made for that, Stephanie. That cover art's really cute.
Oh, yes.
Actually, I love that. That's funny. Good stuff, Stephanie. That's funny.
It's so cute.
Steelbringer gifted a sub. Thanks, Joel.
Thank you.
We appreciate you, bud. Yeah, that's the 40 ounce. So they got the big one. Taxation is Theft holiday mug. I love that one, Stephanie. Good job. Well
Thank
done.
you.
Yeah. And
I was up till 10 o'clock at night making that last night. Yeah.
Yeah, we've got incredible sales going on too in the shop right now. If you want to support the show, if you're like, wow, this is good content, and this is a good. The way we kind of judge it is like the more money we make, the more we need to stick to those kinds of topics. So if family stuff doesn't pay, we probably
maybe people just want to talk about conspiracy theories, vaccines.
Oh God, please.
That's who makes the big money.
You know what we got. You know what? I have a topic lined up that we could hit. That might be a better for us.
Okay.
Somebody finally died from eating a hamburger because they had the alpha-gal tick syndrome.
At first, I didn't believe it. We know somebody with alpha-gal, actually. We
Yeah,
had
we
dinner
do.
with her, and she could only eat chicken.
Yeah, for sure. First reported death from meat allergy caused by tick bite. Researchers have linked the death of a 47-year-old man in New Jersey to alpha-gal syndrome, which usually starts with a bite from a Lone Star tick. The man died 4 hours after eating a hamburger. Can you imagine?
I didn't know that you can actually die from it. I thought it was just like you get sick.
We didn't know this,
Yeah.
but it looks like now, it's gotten to this point.
Oh my gosh.
I don't think that ticks have a right to exist, in my opinion.
I still have scars on my legs from chigger bites over the summer that I got in like May or June, and I still have dark scars from that. I mean, they just wreak havoc on your body. It's terrible, and they get all over. And I always like to tell this story. Many years ago, when I was searching for property in Michigan, if only I had known what I know now, that it was futile to search for property. Anywho, so I was with the realtor and walking through this property, very naturey place, lots of trees, lots of brush. Well, get back in the car after looking at the property, and I notice that there are some ticks walking around in the vehicle. Get back to the place to talk more with the realtor, and I go in the bathroom, and I see there are ticks all over my body. And when I tell you all over, in every single crevice of every single body part. And so I literally had stepped in a tick nest.
Oh my God.
Yes, it looked like a murder scene all over the bathroom floor with ticks crawling.
Wow.
Yes. So I know ticks very well.
So what do you think? This alpha-gal syndrome, this is a nightmare for people like us, right? The meat eaters, the carnivores. To me, I'm not you want to do a conspiracy theory? You know how COVID-19 was built in a lab? Mm-hmm. I would not be surprised one bit if alpha-gal syndrome was built in a Chinese lab.
Yeah.
Or think about it like this.
Yeah, like how in the world would a bug have this ability to make you unable to eat? What is it, just beef or other stuff?
I'm going to pull a Candace Owens here right now, okay, guys? I'm gonna come. Here's my theory. My theory is that the alpha-gal syndrome was created in a Chinese lab because it targets the exact kind of people in the United States that are enemies of the communist Chinese. Mm-hmm. The type of people who are vegetarians who would not be impacted by this are communist allies, vegetarians, and meat-eating, rock-ribbed conservative Republicans are enemies of communist China. If you unleash, this is a very specific targeted virus, and it was created in a lab by China and was part of the plot to kill Charlie Kirk.
So let me look up what happens when you eat beef alpha-gal, because I thought you just get like a bad stomach. So you will likely have an allergic reaction that typically occurs 3 to 6 hours after consumption. You could get hives, nausea, stomach pain, to severe, including difficulty breathing or anaphylaxis, a life-threatening reaction. So that's probably what that guy got, is he had a life-threatening reaction. For a little while after I had gotten my chigger bites, I was having like indigestion problems every time I ate meat, and I was actually a little concerned that I had alpha-gal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But it's like, the problem stopped and I eat beef all the time now.
Joni Rankin says, had a client the other day with this. I'm open to some conspiracy convo.
Of course you guys are. You love the conspiracy
You love the conspiracies.
stuff.
This is how we're going to get the Rumble rants this morning, guys. Let's do it. Let's unlock the bonus content. Keep those Rumble rants coming.
Well, talk about insects. I mean, look at mosquitoes and all of the chaos they have created in this world. Right? So it's like bugs have always transmitted diseases. Mm-hmm. Like mosquitoes were West Nile, right? Mm-hmm. And are there other bugs? I mean...
Well, there's Lyme disease, of course.
Yeah, Lyme disease. Right, exactly. Ticks spread Lyme disease, which is, I think... and Selena Gomez, I think, has Lyme disease.
No, she has autoimmune...
Oh, she has something else.
She has... what is it when you have the gastro... problems from it?
Really?
It's lupus.
Oh, she has lupus. Okay, never mind.
Autoimmune disease.
Yes.
Yeah. Eradicating mosquitoes. Mosquitoes are vectors for numerous diseases, but they also play a role in ecosystems. The pros and cons of deleting them. It could prevent over 700,000 annual deaths from diseases like malaria, dengue, and yellow fever.
And that's what Monsanto's trying to do, aren't they? They're trying to kill the bugs.
Yeah, to a large
so
extent.
they don't get to their crops.
For sure. There's when it comes to ticks, it would eliminate vectors for diseases like Lyme disease. It costs us a lot of money. We have to give our dogs special, very expensive medication.
Tell me about it. Right. Yeah, I have to buy them, so many months at a time. And it's, oh my gosh. Like I spent over $100 for 6 pills, and you have to give them once a month.
Ticks aren't a major food source. They're minor prey for mites, nematodes, fungi, and birds. Removing them would have little impact. Could allow overpopulation of hosts like deer, they say, is the worst thing. Vegetation damage and reduced ecosystem carrying capacity. So actually eradicating ticks might remove a natural check, which is a con, apparently. So ticks regulate wildlife by parasitism and disease.
Well, great.
Weeding out weak individuals and preventing overpopulation, which helps maintain ecological balance. That's fine. We could take care of the overpopulation of deer. I know just how to do that.
Right. Yeah, I mean, look how they're taking care of the hogs. They're going in airplanes or helicopters and shooting them. Those hog hunts late at night where they have their special cameras where they can see at night, and then they shoot down all the hogs. It's so sad.
Yeah.
But I know we're capable of doing it. We've got technology.
We do. I think we should do it. I think we should absolutely eradicate ticks, at least, if not mosquitoes. We should commit. It's not genocide. That's for humans.
Well,
it's
the very first mosquito was found
I'm from Buenos Aires, and I say kill them all.
What was it? The very first mosquito was just recently found in, was it Greenland or Antarctica? There's only one country where there are no mosquitoes anymore. Here, wait. What country were mosquitoes recently found in? It was some very, very cold country, and they're like, wow, this is a bad sign. Oh, it was found in Iceland for the first time.
Where?
A mosquito.
Oh, it was?
Yes.
Oh.
So mosquitoes literally have taken over our planet, except for one country. And I want to say that's probably either Greenland or Antarctica. I believe Antarctica.
The only good bug is a dead bug.
What country has never had mosquitoes? Here. No country currently exists without mosquitoes. Are you kidding me? The continent of Antarctica is also mosquito-free, but it is not a country. Oh, well, duh. Yeah. Okay. I get it. It's a continent. Okay. I was using the wrong terminology.
Buenos Aires has been wiped.
Oh, Johnny, it's us.
Buenos Aires has been wiped off the earth.
It's home.
No, Javier Milei,
Council met moments ago and voted unanimously for mobilization to destroy the arachnid threat.
I'll go anywhere.
We're going to war, baby. We're going to war against the bugs.
What is this movie? Oh, Starship Troopers.
Starship. Do we need to do like a freaking? Do we need to do a Clendatho drop here, Stephanie? What's going on here with you? What movie is this?
I'm doing my part.
We are going in with the first wave. Means more bugs for us to kill. You smash the entire area. You kill anything that has more than 2 legs. You get me?
We get you, sir! We're going to take a little break, guys. When we come back, more family fun on Freedom Family Friday. Don't go away. It's the Wake Up America show on the For Liberty Network.
Plasma man from the planet.
Bug batteries. According to military intelligence, it'll be random in life.
Drop status. George Washington back to life. Just to explain that in 2025, men can get pregnant, waving an American flag might offend someone, and our government is $34 trillion in debt. But that's not all, George. We have drag queen story hour for toddlers. Pronouns are mandatory. And Harvard can't define woman. Oh. And we send billions to Ukraine but can't fix potholes in Ohio. You know, just normal modern empire stuff. I'm sure he'd be totally cool with it. Right after he finishes reloading. He didn't cross the Delaware for this nonsense, but you can carry on the fight with gear that would have made King George cry. Shop bold, shop free, shop for libertyshop.com. Picture this. It's 1776. Thomas Jefferson is hunched over his desk at Monticello, ink-stained fingers, writing the most radical document in human history. Do you really think he was sipping Starbucks? No. He was drinking something bold, something black, something brewed strong enough to fuel a revolution. That's the spirit behind Founding Flavors, our signature line of liberty-fueled coffee. No soy froth, no climate guilt, no corporate slogans. Just real coffee, inspired by the men who wrote freedom into existence. Every cup is a quiet protest. Against mediocrity, against tyranny, against bad coffee. So this morning, skip the globalist brew. Grab something worthy of a free man's sunrise. Founding Flavors. Now brewing at forlibertyshop.com. Legend has it, back in 1773, a band of angry, overtaxed patriots stormed a British ship, found the king's favorite tea, and said, "This would taste better without the tyranny." Then they tossed it overboard. Fast forward to today. That revolutionary spirit lives on in Boston Harbor Black, the boldest brew in the For Libert tea lineup. It's dark, it's smooth, it's unapologetically American, just like the folks who drink it. Whether you're sweetening it up on the front porch or drinking it straight like a Minuteman before battle, this isn't tea for royalty, it's tea for rebels. No fake flavors, no corporate slogans, just a cold glass of Don't Tread on Me in liquid form. So skip the woke iced tea aisle and stock up on Boston Harbor Black at forlibertyshop.com. Because when the heat's rising, the least you can do is drink like a patriot.
Young people from all over the globe are joining up to fight for the future.
I'm doing my part.
I'm doing my part.
I'm doing my part.
I'm doing my part too.
They're doing their part. Are you? Join the mobile infantry and save the world. Service guarantees citizenship. The bugs send another meteor our way. But this time, we're ready. Planetary defenses are better than ever. Plendathu, source of the bug meteor attacks, orbits a twin star system whose brutal gravitational forces produce an unlimited supply of bug meteorites in the form of this asteroid belt. To ensure the safety of our solar system, Plendathu must be eliminated. We break net now and take you live to Plendathu, where the invasion has begun.
Have I ever seen this movie?
I don't know. It's a great movie. I love it.
I know a lot of libertarians like it. They used those memes when the Space Force was made.
That's right. Yes. I'm from Buenos Aires and I say kill them all is a popular one. Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Yes. I'm doing my part. I'm doing my part. Or my favorite one is this one where they're giving the guns to kids.
Automatic burrito.
Yeah, I've never seen this.
Who wants to hold it?
Who wants to hold
Citizen rule. There's people making a better tomorrow.
Yes. It's going to be Hazel.
A murderer was captured.
Welcome to the Wake Up America show. I'm your host, Austin Peterson. It's an evil planet, a bug planet. You're watching the Wake Up America show, and this is my wife, Stephanie. Nice to see you, Steffi.
Hello.
The show's almost over, and we've raised $45 towards the $100 bonus content. Guys, can you
Can you bless me with something?
Oh gosh.
Oh,
that's you.
Money-wise.
This is you.
Please. Can you suck it?
What? Don't make me, guys.
No boy.
Don't make
oh
us
boy.
beg.
Yeah, don't make me. I only have one man in my life.
Drop some Rumble rants, guys. Let's hit that $100 bonus content level, or do what all the cool kids are doing and go shopping at forlibertyshop.com. Hit the grift shop and get yourself some holiday merch for the Liberty lovers in your life. Go to forlibertyshop.com. Do a little shopping for the homies at forlibertyshop.com, or maybe you're going to be rolling with the Snowmies. We've got all kinds of new holiday items. Our Martha's Mint coffee is absolutely delicious. We just designed a whole bunch of new hoodies and t-shirts. Less government, more football. Sure to be popular at the big game this fall. Merry Christmas, you filthy animal, over at forlibertyshop.com. Also another popular holiday item. And don't forget to use that code. Buy two, get 15% off. Buy two, save 15 at checkout. If we hit $100 raised by the end of the show, that'll unlock our mini documentary before we go today. And the topic is about turbo cancer and COVID-19 vaccines.
Turbo cancer? Oh, I've heard of cancer vaccines possibly.
Turbo
cancer. There was a video. Were you playing it? This woman, or maybe not. She said she found the cure to breast cancer, but because the government didn't give her funding, she wasn't able to completely follow through with the cure.
Oh yeah, we watched.
She was
that.
from Harvard. Yes,
well, of course she was. Yes,
that's right.
Yeah, sad. I was gonna. Dang, I thought I had a clip on this. Oh, here it is. You're gonna like this story, Stephanie. This is a fun topic. But people are displaying their outrage for this Las Vegas housekeeping Olympics. This is an interesting story.
Oh, this is cool.
Check this out. Dystopian Las Vegas housekeeping Olympics gets seething social media reaction here in the New York Post. So suddenly, for some unknown reason, basically everybody is showing these videos of this housekeeping Olympics. And you could see here they're doing like who can vacuum the fastest.
Oh my gosh, this is great.
Yeah. Oh, of course you'd love this.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't win because I'm pretty slow.
Each year, teams from major Las Vegas hotels compete at the event organized by the Indoor Environmental Healthcare and Hospitality Association.
Oh, this is a great idea.
Well, some people are not happy about it. I'll explain the controversy in a second. It's held at the Michelob Arena. Bed making is a clear crowd favorite, with the fastest competitors completing a perfect bed in mere seconds. Other events include a mopping relay where participants weave through rows of wet floor signs, and a vacuuming challenge judged on both speed and how neatly they coil the power cord at the end. There's a blindfolded buffer pad toss. Teams were marked on speed and accuracy with medals awarded for each event, and world records are recorded there. So this is a serious event.
This is great.
Well, but the social media is not happy because they say that it is it made them uneasy to watch people doing this. They think it's like a humiliation ritual.
To humiliate the people who clean?
Yes. Yeah. Something about it feels wrong. One person commented that somebody else saw this as a symbol of capitalism. It's turning how fast you do a low-wage job into a competition.
You know what? Cleaning ladies, like private cleaning people, they make a lot of money. Like if you hire somebody for your house to clean, like they make hundreds of dollars, depending on how large your house is.
Yeah, edge over about 6 inches to your left for me, Steffi, for the camera. But yes, I love Dad Bod Baboon's cat. He says people out here just try a little bit more. People
to
your left. Yep, there you go, just like that. So now you're in the center of the screen, you lovely girl.
Oh, there we go. Thank you.
Dad Bod Baboon says that people out here just trying to have fun without committing crimes, and of course, some effing Karen has a problem with it. Exactly.
And the thing is, I don't know who's the self-conscious one here, but it's like cleaning is a true skill. I'm going to say that from, owning a house and like cleaning the house. It's like, it is hard to know how to clean things the right way and the effective way. It really is. So it's, in Japan, I don't look down on people who clean whatsoever.
Quest Fanning in the chat says, in Japan, it's an honor to serve well. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. Why do you think there's all those TikTok videos of people giving out cleaning tips? It's because it's not easy. There's little secrets to the trade.
Yeah. Some people on social media said they did not like the idea of the competition. Once they return to their jobs, they become the standard everyone should aim for and compete against. So they don't like that there's competition.
Oh,
for
I
this.
get what's going on here.
Yeah, this is
Okay. It's
anti-capitalism.
going to women empowerment. Here we go. Here we go.
Where's it go? Okay, go.
So women are feeling like they're not cleaning good enough and they have these expectations to clean better, but really they want their husbands to clean for them in the house. You know, this is just going down a deep, dark rabbit hole. Women want more equality in the home. And so by pushing these types of competitions, this is showing that like women should keep cleaning, something about that. Yes. Yeah, it's a woman. The people in social media who are complaining are definitely women. Guaranteed.
Of course.
There is not going to be one man who's complaining about this cleaning competition.
Well, that's why I call a lot of the problems that we have are first world problems.
Absolutely.
With a lot of bored housewives.
Because I can't even tell you how many women come to me in therapy and say how overwhelmed they are, you know, with keeping the house clean, taking care of the kids, doing all the things, and their husband does nothing. And so I know that they want to put more of these responsibilities on the man. And so they don't want their man to see that women are cleaning in society.
Things only 90s kids will understand. Flipping through band posters. Wendy's yellow color scheme. Doodle bears. Ice cream and toilet paper rolls.
Oh, that was good.
Rubber poppers. Glittery sand lizards.
Yeah.
Teeth chests. I had those. The turtle sandbox. The good ice.
Oh, yeah, the shot. Oh, God, I hated that. Yep. Yeah.
So, Trending People magazine,
Oh,
nostalgia
wow.
roundup.
That was good. Gosh, I have so much to say about so many of those things.
I know. So the Trending People magazine nostalgia roundup kicked off a full-blown 90s revival online. It pulled in millions of views as millennials and Gen Xers bonded over the relics of pre-internet life. Everything from Tamagotchis to Surge Soda to VHS rewinders made the list. And the comments exploded with people who were sharing the sensory memories that they thought they'd forgotten. There's actually a candle it says smells like a Blockbuster video. And the smell of Blockbuster on a Friday night. It was like, you know, the popcorn, because sometimes they would make popcorn while you were there. And
the smell of a lunch cafeteria is a bad one for me. It reminds me of school. And
you smell like that paper
like the green
pizza.
beans. It was like the smell of
the
like
soggy
icky green beans.
beans.
Yes.
Yeah.
Whenever I smell it now, I'm just like, ugh.
One school lunch that I will never let anybody talk smack about was the turkey cheese roll up. Did anybody like the turkey cheese roll up?
I never ate school lunch. All I did
really?
was smell it because my mom always packed me lunches.
Yeah, I never had the packed lunch. We always had the card, the punch card, and then we would just like snap our punch card, and then we would pick up school lunch. So Justin and I were school lunch
I wonder what's
eaters.
like the more cost-effective option: packing your kid a lunch or having them pay for.
I don't
their
know.
lunch?
It was
nowadays.
It's heavily subsidized, so probably better to just to do the lunch there. So I would guess, but
yeah, because nowadays they have like free breakfast for a lot of kids. The government pays for that.
The nostalgia wave for the 90s and early 2000s isn't just fashion and memes. Listen to this. It's actually driven by emotional economics. A recent Pulse advertising report found that nostalgia-led TV series on streaming platforms had a 22% higher average watch time than original content without legacy IP. So like think Stranger Things and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean like Boy Meets World. I know they had a spinoff of Girl Meets World. I know Saved by the Bell recently also had a spinoff. I don't think those spinoffs really last a long time, but at least they make you feel good while they're there because you're just like, oh, I just want to see the people again. But then it depresses you because the people look really old.
According to a marketing study, maybe this is good for us, Stephanie, brands using 1990s inspired content in 2025 saw an approximate 30% uplift in engagement across platforms like Instagram and TikTok. Brad, if you're listening, 90s nostalgia, bud.
We have a lot of 80s nostalgia on our site, so maybe we've got to go to 90s
Switch
now.
it to the 90s.
Yeah,
there you go.
So we can appeal to the younger crowd.
Yeah, so maybe we can change the backgrounds on our show here. Hold on, let me go to our
Make
head
them
with
90s
chat.
themed instead of 80s.
I think I can do that, actually. Let's see if we can do it. If I can change
I
the
mean,
background
for
to more
me, I know for
1990s.
you, 80s is the most special time. For me, 90s, I was born in 1988. So 90s feels really good to me, and early 2000s.
Yeah, all my backgrounds are like 1980s synth waves, so I don't.
You got to go to 1990s.
I got to get some 1990s here.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can. Hold on, maybe this one will be kind of 90s-ish. No,
That reminds me of Saved by the Bell slightly.
a little bit
For sure.
Yeah, it's a little bit too.
It also
fast
might
and-
give people eye problems.
Yeah, so let's just go to something that isn't going to mess with their heads a little bit too much. Okay, they're like.
Yeah.
Social media metrics. The nostalgia hashtag alone has around 16.9 million posts, with 90s and Y2K hashtags racking up tens of billions of views. There you go. Use those hashtags, Brad. Hashtag nostalgia. Let's get some like nostalgia where like, I don't know, maybe let's see, 1990s where Bill Clinton was president and Monica Lewinsky stuff. I don't know. We can make some.
Oh, goodness.
Everybody remember the blue dress?
I don't know if I feel warm and fuzzy inside. I know Bill Clinton does, but not me.
Mm-hmm.
Not about that. Some O.J. Simpson Bronco outfits.
So nostalgia isn't just passive longing. One article describes the current era as now-stalgia,
No.
which is a blend of
That's
past
cool.
aesthetics plus modern values,
Mhm.
where retro is reimagined rather than merely repeated. On Decor and Lifestyle, an ideal home piece notes that 1990s design trends like beanbags.
Oh, I love. Yeah,
I
I
know.
used to have blow-up chairs. I loved my blow-up chairs. Spencer's gift shop.
I didn't like blow
used
up
to
chairs
have all
'cause
kinds
I
of
would
great things.
sweat. I would sit. I used to play.
Were you sitting naked? Like,
Well,
what were you wearing?
Yeah, it was summer. It was
What?
hot. I had a big one of those blow up the inflatable chairs, and I remember playing Legend of Zelda on N64.
Uh-huh.
It was like the summer after I graduated from high school. This would have been like This would have been 1999. And I was playing Legend of Zelda all summer. And I'm sitting on my butt, and I'm just like sweating. My nuts are just like sweating all over.
Well,
the
I'm
place.
wearing my footy pajamas in the 90s, right? Footy pajamas, very popular, even for people who are not babies. And I had glow-in-the-dark stars and Lisa Frank characters on my wall.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Hazel's not old enough to kind of appreciate the nostalgia, but a lot of people who have kids who are older and grew up in the 90s, they have families, and this nostalgia is kind of a legacy link for their kids, like of a shared cultural memory, right? It's like when I was in high school, bell-bottom jeans came back in style for a little bit, right? So it was like the 1990s, so people were looking back to the 70s. So we actually either borrowed or stole or were given maybe are the jeans, the bell-bottom jeans from I got a pair from my choir teacher.
Oh.
And we wore, because bell-bottom for a little while, bell-bottoms in the 90s briefly came back.
Right.
And then people were kind of wearing Jinko jeans too, but those were kind of like they were kind of like the outcast kids would always do that stuff, right? And listen to Marilyn Manson, right? And that was like Quentin Tarantino was still kind of like edgy
The
at that
goths.
time.
The goths were
and
really
things like that.
popular, yeah.
Right. But for a brief period, like the straight edge kids would wear the bell-bottom jeans. So we did that. So that was fun. And I remember my teacher was really excited about it. He's like, wow, these are great. I have these in my closet since I was a kid. And now he could share them with us, and we got to wear bell-bottom jeans. And even girls were wearing bell-bottom jeans. And stuff.
yeah.
And then it became like the cowboy cut or whatever. The boot cut took over. Yeah.
And then the transfer to skinny jeans was a very difficult one for me, but now I'm stuck in it.
Yeah.
I just have all skinny jeans.
Amy, when you were growing up, what kind of jeans did you wear? Did you wear Jinko jeans, or is that past your time, or early before your time? What was that?
Yeah, I was a
Suburban
limited
Decor wore 'em.
to. I was a limited to and Pacific Sunwear child. So I wore like Dickies pants and corduroy pants. Back then, corduroy was actually.
I love corduroy.
Yeah,
I used
they
to
were so
love corduroy.
comfy.
You can't find it anywhere now.
Not true corduroy.
Yeah, you'd have to get online and try and get yourself a pair of cords. That's what we called them. If you guys want to open up the bonus content, you've got a chance here just for a few more minutes because Andy just went and bought himself a slouchy Christmas sweater.
Oh, which one?
Jordache. That's what Amy G.
Oh,
G is
baked AF.
You wore the Jordache, but did you do the acid washed Jordache jeans? That's what I want to know. Acid washed Jordache.
No.
Let's see.
I had a Tamagotchi. I was very committed to my Tamagotchi. My mom took care of it while I was at school or at other commitments.
Mm-hmm.
It was hard to go to the movies with the Tamagotchi. I had to take care of it while I was watching.
Oh, yeah, that was important.
Yeah.
They are called Jordache.
Yep. I think my Jordachis were probably my favorite jeans. They really make your booty pop. We had so many good brands of jeans back in the 70s and 80s. So let's take a little ride down memory lane and see what other brand jeans we had back in the day. Of course, we had Eel brand. They're still around today. I'm dyslexic. I never had these, but I always wanted them. The PP jeans. I really thought they were cute.
I had Lucky brand.
One of the most popular brands I remember back in the 80s is Chase, but I never really liked them. The shape of the pockets didn't seem very flattering to my posterior, so I opted out of Chase. These were some of the most popular ones, I think. The bone shower jeans were never long enough for me, so I never had any.
I don't know.
Of course, there were Zenas. You really can't that one up. I think we can all agree that the most popular brand always was and always will be Levi-Strauss. They fit like a glove. I found a list of some more brands. We already talked about Eel, Dickney, Gucky, and Dikes. Right here, the juice jeans, those were really popular, but they were really expensive. Calvin Klein were excellent fitting jeans. I had some of those in the late 80s. Jordache was a very popular brand of jeans back then, and I'm so glad you said.
$92
What a
raised.
satire.
We're so close to the bonus content. It's not even funny. All we got to do is raise $8 more. Guys, do it.
Go
do
buy
it.
some Founding Father pajama pants.
Do
Talking
it.
about pants.
Hey,
right?
Steffi, before we kick off and say goodbye, show them your let's show them your Founding Father pants.
I am truly proud of these creations that we have made recently.
What are they titled?
So there's type in pajama pants. Just type in pajama pants.
We don't have a whole lot of pajama pants in the
Right.
shop.
I think it's the only ones. I was thinking of making Crusader Pepe into pajama pants.
Oh, now that's a good idea. Crusader Pepe, I can see.
Okay, there we go. So we've got men's and women's pajama pants. Here we go. Founding Fathers. You've got all the great men in one place. I mean,
I don't know what got into me last night,
are
but
so
I
cool.
saw this design and I just got inspired. So I just took the design and I also put it on a lamp.
yeah.
Let's take a look and see if we get the story. Yeah, there it is. Presidential Founders Table Lamp. I don't know.
I mean,
why
how
I did
cool
it.
is that?
I thought it was cool.
Yeah. That would go well in our house. That's for sure.
Nomad Johnny says freedom, and he just unlocked the bonus content. Way to go, guys.
Oh, thank you.
So don't sleep on all the new stuff in the shop, guys, and don't sleep on all the crazy sales that we've got going on right now. If you buy more than one box of Founding Flavors coffee, then you're going to save serious cash. And we've got every product that you go and look at is going to have a sale on it for our new stuff. So all you have to do is check out the description where you
Show
buy.
them the basketball shirt.
Which one?
Just type in basketball. There we go. Less government, more basketball.
Very nice.
Thank you.
Good morning, pineapples.
We try to get all the different sports here.
It's Friday. Do your Christmas shopping here for libertyshop.com. Amy J.E.'s, she wants the Freedom Bracelet. Hope you guys have a wonderful day.
We got a new bracelet as well.
Thanks so much for all of your support, financial and otherwise. And we'll see you guys tonight. Remember, 8 p.m. Central, Freedom Arcade. We're all going to play games and have a blast. I hope
And we're
that we
going to
can
have a
join you
friend
there.
here with us, John.
Yeah, it'll be a great time. So I hope you guys will join us tonight at 8 p.m. Central, right back here. And then have a wonderful day. See you tomorrow.
Be free.
See you tonight.
COVID shots are not causing a turbo cancer epidemic. Instead, mRNA COVID vaccines may turbocharge our body's immune systems to fight cancers. A clack of online anti-vaccine influencers and dissentient researchers are claiming that COVID-19 vaccines are causing an epidemic of aggressive, fast-spreading cancers. The theory, dubbed turbo cancer, has gained traction despite a lack of credible evidence. One of the more prominent promoters of this claim is British nurse educator and prolific YouTuber John Campbell. In a recent YouTube talk, Campbell claims, "There has been for some time now from talking with various experts about the increased risk of cancers, probably all types of cancer, or many types of cancers, after COVID vaccines." In the video, Campbell cites a recent Italian study as evidence for his assertions. Another study titled COVID-19 mRNA-Induced Turbo Cancers, published in the recently launched Journal of Independent Medicine, is co-authored by physician Paul Merrick and his pseudonymous collaborator Justus Hope, who assert that the incidence of cancers has increased exponentially worldwide since the universal COVID-19 vaccination program began at the end of 2020. British oncologist Angus Dalgleish has also been a particularly prominent turbocancer proponent. He claims that the vaccines were horrible gene therapies that could actually integrate into your genome. Consequently, he adds, we're seeing this horrendous rise in turbocancers. Similarly, in a speech to the Reform UK conference in September, UK cardiologist and advisor to Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr., Aseem Malhotra, speculated that the cancer diagnoses in the British royal family are related to COVID-19 vaccines. All of this is false. The evidence cited by turbocancer promoters is bogus. Besides the Italian study referenced by Campbell, turbocancer proponents point to questionable epidemiological studies in South Korea and Japan as evidence. The Japanese study was published in the journal Cureus, which was delisted in October from the Web of Science Index because of the low quality of many of its articles. Before analyzing those studies, let's just consider what's happening in the United States. Since 2021, around 82% of Americans have received at least one COVID-19 shot, mostly mRNA vaccines. Is there any evidence for an exponential turbocancer epidemic in the United States? Not at all. In fact, since the vaccine rollout, the electronic health records analysis firm Epic Research reports new cancer diagnoses in the U.S. are flat or slightly declining for most age groups. What about the recent spate of claims that there has been an alarming increase in cancer rates among Americans under age 50? A November article in the journal JAMA Internal Medicine finds that the increase is more apparent than real. The article notes that the fact that mortality rates remain basically flat suggests that much of the increase appears to reflect increased diagnostic scrutiny and overdiagnosis. Basically, physicians are getting better at detecting cancers, many of which would never have produced illness. In addition, a September 2024 study in cancers by Pennsylvania State University researchers tracked cancer incidence rates among Americans aged 15 to 39 between 2015 and 2021. They identified no increase in cancer incidence among younger Americans. Age-adjusted overall cancer incidence and mortality rates were stable during the study period, they report. So what about the Italian study? That preliminary study, which followed the health outcomes of nearly 300,000 residents for 30 months in one Italian province, did report that people who had received at least one dose of COVID-19 vaccines had a slightly higher likelihood of hospitalization for cancer compared with the unvaccinated. The researchers themselves, however, noted that they could not take into account various epidemiological confounders, especially the healthy vaccinee bias, since people who get vaccinated are generally more likely than the unvaccinated to seek health care. They could also be more likely to receive a cancer diagnosis. In addition, the vaccines were prioritized for people over age 70 who are inherently at higher risk of developing cancer. Oddly, the reported cancer hospitalizations increased only between 3 and 6 months after receiving at least one injection. However, 12 months after the start of the vaccination campaign, the association between cancer and vaccination reversed. Vaccinated individuals had a lower risk of cancer-related hospitalization compared to the unvaccinated. If COVID-19 vaccines triggered cancer, then more doses should boost the risks. The study, however, showed that after 3 or more vaccine doses, cancer risk dropped by about 10% compared to those who were unvaccinated. Ultimately, the researchers reported that vaccinated subjects showed almost half the risk of all-cause death after a median follow-up of 25 months compared to unvaccinated people. If Italy were experiencing a turbo cancer epidemic, one would expect that cancer mortality rates would likely be increasing. In fact, a 2024 study predicted that age-adjusted cancer rates for men and women are 9% and 4.4%, respectively, below their 2019 levels. Of course, 2019 is a year before the COVID-19 pandemic began, and 2 years before the vaccines were rolled out. Turbo cancer charlatans also point to a recent sloppy South Korean observational study in biomarker research. The study purported to find that the incidence of cancers, including prostate, breast, lung, and colorectal, significantly increased at 1 year post-vaccination, compared with unvaccinated people. The South Korean study suffers from many of the same analytical flaws as the Italian one does. Its main problem, however, is that the cohort selected by the researchers is not representative. Italian statistician Marco Ricchetti notes that the cancer incidence rates for both the vaccinated and unvaccinated cohorts in the study are well below the official national cancer incidence rate. Considering that more than 90% of South Koreans over age 12 have been vaccinated against COVID-19, that could hardly be evidence for an increase in cancer rates purportedly resulting from those vaccines. Using a demographically balanced cohort, Ricchetti concludes, would predictably show no statistically significant difference in cancer incidence between vaccinated and non-vaccinated groups, thereby confirming the safety profile of the COVID-19 vaccine with respect to cancer risk. In a letter to the editor of Biomarker Research, a group of Canadian statisticians has weighed in as well, arguing that the findings are biologically implausible and could be explained by surveillance bias, reverse causation, residual confounding, and multiple testing. The findings are biologically implausible because the amount of time that it takes for solid tumors to develop is measured in years and decades, not just the 1-year duration of the study. In light of these methodological issues, the Canadian researchers urged the journal to issue an expression of concern about the study. Turbo-cancer zealots also cite a bogus 2024 Japanese study that purportedly found that cancer deaths increased nearly 10% in Japan subsequent to mass COVID-19 vaccination campaigns in 2021 and 2022. The journal that published the article has retracted it, noting that it has been determined that the correlation between mortality rates and vaccination status cannot be proven with the data presented in this article. As this invalidates the conclusions of the article, the decision has been made to retract. The retraction is apt considering that post-vaccination campaign, Japanese age-adjusted cancer mortality rates have continued to decline, according to the 2025 Cancer Statistics Report from the Japanese Foundation for the Promotion of Cancer Research. So claims that there is a turbo-cancer epidemic caused by mRNA vaccines turn out to be just another unscrupulous anti-vax conspiratorial delusion. Contrary to turbo-cancer claims, mRNA vaccines instead appear to turbocharge cancer immunotherapy treatments, according to an October report in Nature by researchers at MD Anderson Cancer Center in Houston, Texas. The mRNA COVID-19 vaccines work like an alarm, putting the body's immune system on high alert to recognize and attack cancer cells. This study demonstrates that commercially available mRNA COVID vaccines can train patients' immune systems to eliminate cancer, said researcher Adam Griffin in a press release detailing the study. When combined with immune checkpoint inhibitors, these vaccines produce powerful anti-tumor immune responses that are associated with massive improvements in survival for patients with cancer. How massive? Cancer patients who received mRNA COVID vaccines within 100 days of starting immunotherapy were twice as likely to be alive 3 years after treatment as those who never received a vaccine, notes the press release. Consequently, the researchers are launching a multi-center randomized phase 3 trial to see if these findings can be confirmed. If so, COVID-19 mRNA vaccines may become part of the standard of care for patients receiving cancer immunotherapy treatments. Yet instead of hailing the promise of mRNA vaccines, the founder of America's leading anti-vax advocacy group, RFJ Jr., canceled 22 mRNA federal vaccine development contracts totaling around $500 million, a move that could stall life-saving vaccine and cancer research.